Hi there. I first want to just say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. My name is Jackie, and I just wanted to quickly share this video to explain to you how a decision I made a little over 3.5 years ago to become an online health and wellness coach has changed my life in so many incredible ways. That I can't even imagine not sharing this with other people. So what I want to talk about today is kind of a little background story about who I was growing up, who I was right before I started, and how much my life has changed since I decided to jump in with this opportunity, not really knowing what I was getting myself into, but I can't even tell you how amazing the whole experience has been. So, starting from the beginning, I grew up, just outside of Boston, and I was always kind of referred to as the quiet one or the shy one. I'm one of four girls, and not that that really means anything, but I was just kind of known as that, the quiet one or the shy one. And I was told that a lot growing up, and not in like a negative way, but because of that, I kind of grew up always thinking of myself as quiet and shy. And I would be lying if I didn't say that that sort of affected me throughout my, childhood, teen years, early 20s, whatever. Even now sometimes, if I'm being quite honest. But anyway, so that's kind of how I grew up. I held a lot of things inside. I wasn't really a talker. I didn't really like being in big crowds or being the center of attention. Like, heck no, I don't want to be that person. And it limited me in a lot of ways growing up. I had amazing parents, and thank God for them, because, they were really good about making sure I was involved in sports as a part of a team, that, they supported me. And I lived in a part of my town where a ton of my cousins were like within walking distance. So I had a lot of people growing up with around me who knew how I was, and they were okay with it, and they still loved me for who I was, which is great. But again, it definitely was something that affected me in my mind kind of negatively, because I would hold myself back a lot. I wouldn't take a lot of chances. For instance, one of the things I really wanted to do or be good at was gymnastics. I was always in cheerleading. I was a Pop Warner cheerleader, and my team was really great, but I was never like a tumbler or anyone who like could go up in stunts or anything crazy like that, because I was too afraid. And I couldn't really like break out of my shell, not just like personality wise, but like physical wise. Like, I would hold myself back, and that was really frustrating. And I would get angry with myself, but I would hold that anger inside. So overall, not very good things, but I survived, clearly. And thankfully, I had a loving and supportive family around me at all times. So another thing about me growing up is I was always active. So like I said, my parents had me in sports. So I was in cheerleading, or I did indoor and outdoor track. I did softball when I was really young. I was always in some sort of a sporting activity where, they had drills that we would be doing on our off days, practices, stuff like that. So I also lived on a street that was a dead end. So, we were always growing up outside. We were playing. We had this hill behind us in the woods, so we would like run around and play in the woods. So I was pretty active growing up. So, I think a combination of that and the fact that, my mom was a really good cook, and she made us, I wouldn't say she like followed any like health food plans or anything like that, but she made us really good foods. So I didn't really have weight issues growing up per se. And my mom tells me that apparently I was the type of kid who would rather have 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches instead of like half a sandwich and like a lot of chips or other snacky things, which I kind of think is funny, because quite honestly, I still enjoy peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but that's besides the point. So growing up, I didn't really have to worry too much about my weight, which was lucky, and which I thought was a part of my genes, and which I thought was never going to catch up to me until I went to college. And when I went to college, I lived at college, so I wasn't home anymore. I didn't have someone cooking for me. or buying food for me. So I was out on my own in the real world. And I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't know how to cook. I was in a dorm room, so we couldn't even really cook. So needless to say, like, you know how a lot of people talk about the freshman 15 that a lot of freshmen will gain that first year. Let's just say I pushed, or I may even have surpassed the freshman 30. I know, it's really bad. But whatever, it happened, such is life. So I realized the hard way that it's not just my genes. I need to get my ass in gear and get into some sort of a healthy routine, because this wasn't okay. I didn't like how I felt. I already, lacked confidence and self-esteem from my quietness and shyness growing up. So adding on, gaining 30 plus pounds, being super uncomfortable in my skin, like hating all of my clothes and how they fit. Like, it was just bad. So I had to start doing something. Another thing about me growing up was my mom is a daycare provider, and she does it out of the home. So she had, her daycare kids would come to our house, and she has a playroom for them that's closed off. And one thing that she did every single day was, when the kids were napping, she was on the same floor as them, and she was quietly doing a workout while the kids were napping. So my mom was a really good example that I grew up with. I always saw her doing workouts, and one of the workouts that she loved was Tae Bo. And let me just tell you, I love Tae Bo too. So thanks to Mom for getting me, into the idea of, I can be healthy and work out. I can fit it into my day, because she fit it in hers, and I can do it at home if I want to. But at the time, I was still in college. So I started trying to go to the gym. Now, insert again, me not liking, being in crowds and not liking being really around people very much. Gyms made me super, super self-conscious and uncomfortable. I literally, in my mind, would think that like everybody was looking at me, when in reality, I'm sure nobody was, but I just thought that they were, because that's just how my mind worked. So I didn't like going, but I still went. And, I started to get into some healthier exercise routines. But if I'm being honest, my eating habits were terrible. So I went about this all wrong. I bought diet pills. I did the Slim Fast diet. I don't know if you've heard about that, but those not so good Slim Fast shakes. Yeah, I would just eat those throughout the day. Bad. Just not the way you're supposed to do it. So not only was I starting to exercise, which was helping me, feel a little bit better, but the way that I decided to change my nutrition was terrible. And it made me feel like crap. Like, because I was like, it didn't matter how much I was exercising. The way I was eating, I was deprived. I was miserable. I wasn't very pleasant to be around, but I was losing weight. So it was good. And that's how you're supposed to do it, right? No, wrong. But that's how I started. So fast forward a couple of years, throughout my college years, actually, my weight kind of fluctuated, because that's not sustainable. So clearly I couldn't, I didn't really last that long. And then for summer, like during the summer or winter break, all those things, I would be home. So that's when I would start to use my mom's workouts at home. I started to do Tae Bo, and I loved it. And I also, signed up for Planet Fitness, because it was the cheapest gym. I don't mind that gym, quite honestly, but I'm a college student. I don't have a lot of money. So Planet Fitness it is. So I would go there, but very infrequently, because I didn't like going to the gym. It made me feel uncomfortable, and it's too cold out. I don't want to go to the gym, or it's raining, or it's snowing. I can't get there. I mean, any excuse in the book, I would say. So let's just say it wasn't very consistent. I had, certain times where I'd go for a good chunk of time, and I would really start to feel good, but it never really lasted very long. Fast forward to, I believe it was 2008. I was a CNA at Lahey Clinic. This was after I graduated college. And I used to work the night shift, and occasionally I would have to sit in a patient's room who wasn't safe to be by themselves. It's called like a one-to-one sitter. And sometimes they were gracious enough to let me leave the TV on so there was like some light in the room so it wasn't pitch black, because again, it was overnight. And I will never forget this one day I was sitting in a room and the TV was on, and, you know, I was a good CNA, so I was watching my patient, but yeah, occasionally I'd glance at the TV because I didn't want to fall asleep. And I will never forget when I saw the Insanity infomercial for the first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, that A, looks terrifying, but B, looks freaking awesome. I need that. I need someone to be telling me what to do, showing me what to do, getting me those crazy results, because those before and afters they were showing were like nuts. And if I get this, that means I can do it at home. I don't have to go to the gym. Yes, sign me up. But I didn't have money. I had just gotten out of college. I was living at home again. Money, you know, wasn't really, I didn't have a lot of it. So I tried to talk myself out of it. I was like, I don't have the money. Let's be smart. Let's just keep going to the gym, whatever. That probably lasted like a week because I kept seeing the infomercial, and one day I was just like, I need this. I don't even care how much it costs. I'm getting it. And I bought it, and it came in the mail. And I was like so pumped and excited to do this, okay? And I put the DVD in. I pushed play. I was like, oh, this is going to be so great. Started the warm-up. And if you've never heard of or done Insanity before, you're not going to understand this. But oh my gosh, I couldn't even make it through the warm-up. It was hard. It was a challenge. But the interesting thing about that is, instead of running away from that challenge like I used to do, you know, if something seemed too hard or like I couldn't accomplish it or I couldn't really do it, I would turn away from it, or I would put it off, or I would say no, or I would like just run away from it. Like, nope, I can't do that. That's too hard. But I don't know what it was about this program. Maybe it was Shaun T. Maybe it was just the time in my life. I don't know. But I was like, F this. I am doing this program. This is hard, but if I keep doing it, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get stronger. I can do this. I don't know where that came from, but I'm forever grateful that that happened. So it took me a little while to actually commit to the 60 days because I told myself, you know, there's no way anyone can do this workout 6 days a week. It's way too hard. I told myself that for a long time. But then finally one summer I was like, I'm doing it. And I did the 60 days, and I have never felt as good as I did after that and looked as good as I did after that. It got me in the best shape of my life, and I was like in love with that program. So I kept doing it until I started learning about, you know, obviously I love Shaun T. He's like amazing. So I follow him on Facebook and all this stuff. And I learned that he had a new program coming out, T25. I was like, I need that. My cousin had it, and we were on summer vacation, and she brought it. So we were doing the workouts, and I loved it. So I was like, I need this. So I was, you know, gonna buy the program. I kept kind of putting it off. I don't remember why at the time, but anyway, a friend of mine suddenly, kind of out of the blue, I went to high school with her, but she messaged me on Facebook, and she was like, hey, I see that because I must have been like sharing that I was doing Insanity or something. And she's like, listen, I see that you're like sharing that you're doing Insanity. I can tell that you love it. Have you ever thought about becoming a coach? And I was like, what the heck is that? I didn't know what she meant about coaching. I had never heard of that. But apparently Beachbody, who is the creator of Insanity, P90X, Shakeology, and all kinds of other fitness programs and other health-related things, apparently they have this thing called the coaching opportunity, which I had never heard of. But she basically told me, you're already sharing that you're doing a program. I can tell that you love it. I can tell that it's getting you good results. Basically, as a coach, you just do what you're doing and you help other people on their journey, and you can be financially rewarded for that. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I looked it up. I Googled, you know, Beachbody coaching. I looked at like the compensation plan. Like I tried to like learn what this coaching thing was, and it was like a no-brainer. I was like, yes, I already love these programs. I already wanted to get another program, so I might as well. I was, you know, out of school for a few years at that point, but I mean, student loans, like those were going to haunt me for a very long time. And I also got myself in some pretty bad credit card debt from being in school. So I certainly could use extra money, and I was still living home at the time. And I've always loved helping other people. My nursing was what I always wanted to do. So I went to school for nursing. And, you know, at the time when she had reached out to me, I was literally just starting my nursing program in school. So that's just something I've always loved. I love helping people. I'm a really good, like my friends would come to me for advice. I'm a really good like a listener and advice giver. So I don't know, it just kind of like felt right. I didn't know what the heck I was getting myself into, but I was like, all right, let's do this. Sign me up. I'm just going to learn about it and give it a shot. I loved the product. So why not, right? So I signed up, I think the next day. And that is when I was introduced to a community of other coaches. So, you know, when you sign up as a coach, you're added into a coaching group. I was added into that. And that, like, there was a group of people from that coaching group who were doing what's called a challenge group. I didn't know what that was, but found out quickly that it's a private Facebook group where people who are on their journey to better health are doing a workout program, drinking their shake, supporting one another, sharing like healthy recipes, sharing when they're struggling. So like that whole group and community of people can just lift each other up and support each other, hold each other accountable, and just go for their health goals. Because let's face it, it's not easy. And being a part of a support system was huge. So not only did I get entered into an amazing community and support system through this new coaching thing that I was doing, but I also was introduced to this incredible community of people who are supporting and motivating one another, inspiring one another to just be healthier. There was no judgment. It was just, if you're having a crappy day, then share that here, because we're going to post and comment and lift you right up, and we're going to get you back on track with your goals. Like, it was literally incredible, the feeling that I got from that. So what I thought was going to be that one thing that finally helped me stay accountable year round to my own goals, because before this, it was like clockwork. Every summer, I would bust my butt. I would do Insanity. I would get in pretty good shape. And then come, you know, September, October, it would start to get cold out, and I would kind of slow down. I didn't really, you know, care as much about what I was doing. I could wear sweatshirts and baggy clothes. Like, no one could tell, right? But I could tell, and I didn't like how I felt. So I, you know, jumped into this coaching thing thinking that was going to be finally the thing that was like, you have to stay accountable to your own goals if you're going to be a coach, right? If you're going to be helping other people. So I thought this was going to be it. And not only was it that, it was the first time I ever stayed accountable and stuck to my, you know, workouts and nutrition throughout this winter months. And, you know, come January, February, I was actually in really good shape instead of the other way around, which I was used to, where I was like regretting having to get started again. I stuck with it. But even better than that was the community of people that I found. And that to me is like literally the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because, you know, these people come from all different paths of life. They're older, they're younger, some have full-time jobs, some are moms with full-time jobs, some are full-time coaches because they were able to quit their jobs. You know, some live far away, some live close. Like, we're from everywhere. Some are women, some are men. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're all in this together, and we're now given the opportunity to not only commit to helping ourselves get healthier, but to encourage, inspire, and motivate other people to do the same. And what is more important than your health? Nothing. As a nurse, as a healthcare professional, I know for a fact that nothing is more important than your health, because if you're not taking care of yourself, so many other areas of your life are going to fall apart. You're not going to be happy. It's just not good. You have to be taking care of yourself. But how many times do people put themselves last, right? All the time. I see it all the time. So as a coach, because of this opportunity, I am now learning how to be healthy myself, which it's not easy. I'm no expert. I'm not perfect, but I'm learning that that's okay. I have tools now that make it simple and easy and fast to figure all of this out. You know, there are so many workout programs to choose from. You can be at any level of fitness to do them. There's modifiers, or you can be like a pro fitness person and do these programs. There's the simplest way I've ever found that teaches you how to actually feed your body and fuel your body the way we're meant to as humans. And there's Shakeology, which quite honestly, when I first heard about it, I thought the price was ridiculous and I didn't believe that it did all the things that it said it did. But when I, signed up as a coach, I was like, oh, fine, I guess I have to try these shakes. And I haven't looked back since. They're incredible and they've changed a lot for me as well. And not even to mention how many people I now see on my team who are telling me that they no longer have migraines since they started Shakeology. There are women and men who have autoimmune diseases who have so few flare-ups of these now because of the shakes and the anti-inflammatory properties and all the other things in them. There are, people with Crohn's disease or irritable bowel or diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol. All of these people are coming back with some of the best, physical transformations, like hospital physical transformations. I mean, like all those numbers, they're coming back so much better because they not only started drinking Shakeology, but they started living healthier. It changed everything. And it's so powerful to witness that happening around you and to know that, maybe not me personally, but this company and these people are a part of the reason why these lives are changing. It's just incredible. So I just can't even say enough about the community. But the other part, and the part that really has affected me the most is, going back to the beginning when I started and how I grew up, shy and quiet and timid and afraid to take risks or do anything out of my comfort zone. I am now learning how to be more confident in myself and who I am. I'm now learning to push myself outside of my comfort zone because nothing good or exciting happens when you're stuck inside your head and you just can't experience life the way that you want to. But this opportunity has introduced me to personal development, which I didn't know what the heck that was either. I put it off for months, quite honestly, because I didn't understand it until one day I was finally like, okay, everyone's telling me that I need to do this, so I'm just going to do it. And I started reading these books or listening to these audios from authors who have just completely transformed their lives through just learning how to build their own confidence, how to believe in themselves, how to know that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. And, I've read and listened to, I don't even know how many books by now, but it's literally changed everything for me. And now I'm still afraid sometimes, if I'm being honest, but I've put myself out there in ways I never would have had the courage to do. I'm helping people in ways I never thought that I could because I'm now believing in myself and I'm recognizing that this opportunity is too good not to share. So I'm sharing it with people and I am helping others who are like me realize that you don't have to live your life the way everyone else does. You don't have to be stuck behind a desk all day if you don't want to be. You don't have to be stuck at a job you don't like. You can try something new that helps you work on your health, which, like I said, is the most important thing that we all need to work on. But it also has the potential to give you freedom of time and financial freedom like you never even dreamed was possible. And of course, your success as a coach obviously is dependent on your skills, how much work you put in, how much effort you put in. It all depends on you. But that being said, you have the potential and the ability to change not only your life and your health, but the lives and the health of so many people around you just by, doing something that you love. If fitness is what you love, if health is what you love, then this is perfect for you because you're able to do that for yourself and help others do that too. And this key right here, this was recently given to me by someone at Beachbody Corporate. And I can't even tell you, I literally almost cried when I got it, which you're probably going to think I'm totally a sap, and I actually am kind of a sap. But I absolutely love what this symbolizes. And what it symbolizes is that as coaches, we have the key to unlock the potential that you have. I was given this key by someone else who introduced me to this opportunity, and it has unlocked so much from my life that I can't even explain to you. I can't even explain it. I'd probably start crying if I really dug a little bit deeper and really thought about it, which I don't want to cry to you, so I'll save you that. But this key was given to me, and the amount of doors it's unlocked, the amount of ways that my life has changed for the better because of this is immeasurable. I can't even explain to you. And now I want to give this key to you. I want to help you unlock your potential. I want to help you unlock whatever is holding you back in your life and to break free, crash through that door, or however many doors it is in your life. I want to help you break through that and start living your life with purpose. Start living your life where you put your health and your needs first, which is literally going to make everything else in your life so much better. And I want to help you give this key and this gift to other people because, once you get started with this, once you really see and understand what I'm talking about, once you're a part of it and you feel the energy, the community, the positivity that I am now surrounded with because of this, you're going to want to shout this from the rooftops and give this key to as many people as you can too. And you know what? Maybe you won't. This isn't for everybody, but if fitness is something that you love, if genuinely caring for and helping other people is something that you love doing, if you just feel like you were meant for something bigger and something more, if you feel like there's something missing in your life, you're just being held back from yourself, you're holding yourself back from doing what you want to do, if you have big dreams for yourself that now you think are impossible, but that I am telling you what this could be possible. Do you want to travel the world? Do you want to be your own boss? Do you want to just change someone else's life? Just one person. Do you want to change your own life? This could just be for you. It doesn't have to be for anyone else. The possibilities are endless. You can do what you want with this, but I just can't stress enough how incredible this opportunity is, how much my life has changed because of it, and how much I am so open and willing to help you experience the same thing with me. My needs, your needs, our lives, they're obviously different. We're not the same, but all of our lives, our health can change, can improve, can be better. And this opportunity is just something that you can take, do what you want with it, and amazing things can happen for you. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my story. If any of this resonated with you, or if you are just, curious to learn more about what Beachbody coaching is and how you can become a part of my team name is Team Embrace Every Step, by the way, because, if there's anything I've learned, it's that this is a journey that's filled with ups and downs, and you have to embrace every single step of your journey, the good, the bad, the ugly. You have to embrace it all because it's all part of the journey. The good is going to be great, but the bad, it's not going to feel so good, but it's going to help you grow, become stronger, and become better. So embrace every step. And that's what my team name is, because that's what I truly believe. We all need to embrace every step of the journey of our lives. And if you get nothing else from this video, I just hope that you get that you start to embrace every step of your journey and start, looking at the bad parts of your life as lessons to be learned, or as something to learn and grow from, versus, thinking negatively about everything. There's always a way to look at something with a more positive light to it. And that's, if nothing else, I hope you get that from this. But if you do want to learn more about this and how you can become a part of Team Embrace Every Step, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I would be more than happy to explain more and share with you kind of, how this whole process works and how you can get started today if you wanted to. And I highly encourage you to really think about this. And if you feel like something's missing in your life, or you just need more out of life, and if you feel like you're not surrounded by enough positive, inspiring, and uplifting people, this is what you need in your life. I'm telling you, it is going to change everything for you, just as it has for me. So I'm really excited to hear from you and to kind of teach you more about what I do and how to get you started. All right. Thank you so much again for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.